I have used crucial and valuable technologies during the process of constructing my media film introduction, Limbo. These technologies include both software and the equipment used in order to capture the required digital footage. To commence, the Liebig tripod was used to steady the camera in both scenes 1 and 2 of Limbo. To extend the tripod legs, you must primarily unlock all of the leg locks, extend the leg to your required height, then you must close the lock to secure the tripod in place. This tripod has the flexibility to adjust to a surface level, and to ensure that the tripod is not off kilter, you must adjust the fluid head. To do this, you must loosen the level lock, which is located under the head of the tripod on the center column. In order to center the fluid bubble, you should use the positioning handle to achieve the center position. The level lock should then be securely tightened. In order to create smooth pan and tilt movements, you must unlock the tilt lock, as this will enable you to move the tripod head with ease. Furthermore, for static shots, the tilt lock must be closed to secure the stability of the shot. Once the camera is switched on, the white balance setting is automatically on the automatic setting. Sometimes this function will need to be changed in order to correct the visual colour white to remove any unrealistic colour casts. To commence changing the white balance, select Function at the top left of the flip screen. You are then presented with a series of options. Select White Balance. You will then see a menu that contains the options Automatic, Daylight, Tungsten and Custom White Balance. Selecting Custom allows you to manually set the white balance in your image. In order to do this, you need to point your camera at a pure white object at a 45-degree angle. Then activate the white balance on your object by pressing the Capture button. Using this facility will give a natural colouring to the shot and thus true to reality. The editing software that I used was Adobe Premiere Pro. Although a complex suite, it contains all the features of iMovie to allow for easy editing. The footage was placed in a folder on the desktop of a PC after digitalization. Opening the editing suite and selecting a new project allows you to name it and select the appropriate settings for your project. In order to transfer footage from the folder to the editing suite, you drag a clip and place it into the project bin. You need to double click on this icon and this will instantly display the clip on the source monitor. To commence the editing process, drag the time indicator along the source timeline to where you would like to mark in and mark out your clip. To insert this into a sequence timeline, select the Insert button. Repeat this process for the remaining clips. In order to accurately trim your clips, Premiere Pro enables you to individually trim a clip within the sequence timeline. You can simply do this by hovering over the head or tail end of the clip. This will then generate a trim edit tool to enable you to click and drag along the shot frames to your required frame. To insert a title, select Title, New Title, then Default Still. You will then be presented with a title editing screen to enable you to type your title and choose your title style. Furthermore, there are additional advanced editing options on the right-hand side. Once complete, you can exit out of the screen and drag the new title that has appeared in the project bin into the sequence. To create a superimposed title to a footage clip, you can place a title in the Video 2 section directly above the clip. To implement effects to the vanity title such as blur, dissolve and 3D effects, go directly to the effects panel that Adobe offers and insert the required effects to the title by simply clicking and dragging to the title clip. To create the fire effect for the vanity title, you can download royalty-free footage off of YouTube by using the YouTube MP4 converter and in inserting this footage into the background video. In addition to this, the same process can be conducted to implement royalty-free sound effects. I then used Photoshop, another editing software by Adobe, that enabled me to create superimposed logos for my vanity titles. To commence the background removal, I imported a saved logo into the software and duplicated the background layer. I then deleted the original background layer. This is because it was locked, and the process was done in order to edit this image to possess the transparent background. I used the polygonal lasso tool to trace the image and holding Shift to trace the multiple parts to it. I copied a picture from Google Images and selected Edit, Paste Special, Paste Into. This created a new layer with smoke image filling the shape of the logo. I deleted the duplicated layer and this then left the new logo over the invisible background. I saved the file as a PNG and then dragged my completed logo into the sequence. Finally, I proceeded to edit the size and position of the logo. Adobe allowed me to do this by double-clicking on the image in the preview screen and enabling editing. Once the audio composition was imported into the sequence timeline, Adobe allowed me to edit the volume of the piece by going into the Effects control, Volume, Level. I could then manually adjust the constant fade. In order to do this, I simply dragged the indicator to where I wanted the fade out to begin and selected the keyframe button. This inserts a yellow mark along the audio timeline. I then dragged the indicator to the very end of the track, and using the volume bar, I lowered the volume to -00. This now concludes how I videoed my product using specialized equipment and software technology.